this week we really want to urge everybody to get tested. Yesterday, our health officials put out the list of suburbs where we know there's clusters of community-to-community transmission, and we're urging everybody, even if you have the mildest symptoms, to please come forward in those areas and get tested. Last week, we peaked on a day at around 4,500 tests in a day, and we want to get back up to that number. So we're urging anybody in those high-risk categories, anybody who specifically lives in those suburbs that were identified, if you have any symptoms, please come forward and get tested. It's really important for us to manage the spread, control the spread by clamping down on those people who are getting community-to-community transmission. And that's a really strong message we want to reiterate every day this week, and Dr Chant will do that as well in her report. I also wanted to again acknowledge not only the good efforts of the vast majority of the community in sticking with the restrictions, but also appreciate how tough businesses are doing it. And we know it's horrific when you lose your job, horrific when you have to wind up a business that you've worked all your life to set up and to make successful, but also very difficult times for those who might face some uncertainties. So today I'm very pleased to announce, in conjunction with my colleagues, Minister Tudorhope, the Minister for Small Business, and also Minister Dominello, the Minister for Service New South Wales, that today the government will be providing an additional $50 million of relief to any business who pays licences to us. So if you're a business that has to pay licence fees to the New South Wales Government for the next 12 months, those fees will be waived. And in total, that's around 200,000 businesses will no longer have to pay these licence fees. Now, we know that when you're doing it tough, when you're making ends meet, one less bill to worry about is relief, and we're pleased to be making that announcement today. And please take it as a sign of your state government thinking of ways in which we can make it easier for you. Whether you're a person trying to run a business, whether you're someone who wants to keep their job, or whether you're someone who's at home struggling working from home, or even educating your children whilst they're at home, please know that any time we can find relief, we will do that and will continue to do that. I also wanted to encourage everybody, if you haven't already done so, please download the Service New South Wales app. Last week I'd reported that 1.6 million people had downloaded it. We're up to 1.7 million people in New South Wales, so an extra 100,000 people have got online and downloaded the app. It's free, but what it does give you is up-to-date information on COVID, but it also gives you up-to-date information on all the new initiatives that the New South Wales Government is announcing. And also in the future we'll continue to be able to text you directly if you're comfortable in getting a text on any new updates or developments which might be of assistance to you. So please download that app, and if you're someone who doesn't have or isn't technologically equipped, you can ring the 24/7 hotline 13 77 88 and get all the help you need through Service New South Wales. I also wanted to confirm this morning that I have launched a special commission of inquiry into the Ruby Princess. The inquiry will be led by eminent barrister Bret Walker SC. I want to thank Mr Walker for accepting this role when I spoke to him yesterday. He will report back to government within 3 to 4 months. He has unlimited powers, and he can use those powers how he wants to use them. That's a matter for him. And I would expect the report come to me, as I said, from 3 to 4 months. And I'm looking forward to that, because everybody wants answers. Everybody wants to get to the bottom of that issue. I also wanted again to thank all of our frontline workers, whether in health, in police, our teachers, our bus drivers, our truck drivers, all those workers who are keeping things going, moving along so that all of us can benefit. And we pay tribute to all of you, especially today and every day. Dr Chant.
As the Premier has indicated, we've had 16 new cases reported and 1,305 people tested as of 8 p.m. on the 14th of April. There are 214 people being treated by New South Wales Health, including 29 patients in ICU, and 18 of those are ventilated. There have been no deaths related to COVID-19 in the past 24 hours. And at the Anglicare Newmarch House Aged Care Facility in Caddens, there's been a total of 10 cases. 6 amongst the staff and 4 amongst the residents have tested positive. As you're aware, the first case reported there was in a health care worker who worked whilst she had very mild symptoms. And I've spoken to the Director of the Public Health Unit, and this person is absolutely mortified. So I think I would urge people to remember that the symptoms of COVID can be incredibly mild, and the key point is do not go to work. It doesn't matter how mild those symptoms are, runny nose, sore throat, just a scratchy throat in this case. Please don't go to work. And I would particularly urge you, if you work associated with providing care to the elderly, the aged and disability, to have that incredibly high awareness of even minor changes in your health. But I would like to reiterate that that worker is incredibly distraught about the circumstances. Obviously, my thoughts and wishes go out to the families that have been impacted by the COVID in the nursing home, but I just would like to indicate that was the circumstances surrounding her attendance at the workplace. Visitor restrictions are in place, and the first case also worked 2 shifts at the Greystanes Disability Service in Jameson, and there's 4 residents have been identified as close contacts and are being isolated in their own rooms, and 6 staff are in self-isolation. Thank you.
Good morning. Thanks, Premier. Certainly from the New South Wales Police perspective, we welcome the Commission of Inquiry. At this stage, the criminal investigation will continue, but what's important, we will get that right. We won't get it rushed. As the State Emergency Operations Controller, we will provide any information that we have gleaned over that initial weekend of investigation. And of course, officers from the State Crime Homicide Squad will also provide any information that they have during the course of their investigation. In terms of the Ruby update, we're working with Carnival Cruises and Border Force and Health and Aspen, looking for a hopeful departure date of this Sunday, and we will be working towards that. Overnight, we did see a 20-year-old man come off the Ruby with another appendicitis, and he's now in the New South Wales health system being treated. There's no suggestion he has coronavirus. Overnight, we only saw a handful of tickets issued for isolation or non-isolation, which I think is a really good sign that whilst we got through a challenging weekend, that people generally are coming on the journey, and I can only again thank the community and the police for working through this difficult time. Thank you.